folks, how we doing? We are off hedge cutting today. Right, turn some lights on. And flashy flash. It's still not really, well, it isn't dry enough to go on the field yet, but we have just got a bit of roadside on one of the far grazing fields that, well, we've got to do because we're running out of time. March is approaching, and when we get to March, that's it, we can't cut hedges anymore, only for, you know, health and safety reasons, like access. You know, if you've got an overgrown access or whatever, you can trim it back so it's safe to get in and out of. But apart from that, you can't do any more hedge cutting. So yeah, we've got pretty much this week. It's supposed to be a dry week, so we might be able to get on the fields and do a bit of hedge cutting. But yeah, this is the first time it's been out since that first video I done on it. It hasn't been out since. It's just been too wet. And you might say, well, why haven't you gone and done this roadside work before? But the reason I haven't gone and done it is because it's not just roadside work. There is, you know, if it was dry enough, we'd go in the field and we'd trim around the inside, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we'll at least get the roadside bit done, and that'll be sunny. Oh, here we are at the first field. One of our grazing fields. Normally contains heifers, this does. That's what we normally got in here. Right. Let these cars go past. Right, let's have a look at this Spearhead edge cutter. We want the P-tail on. We're going to just unfold it. We're just going to unfold it out the back. I'm going to swing it around for a minute. There's an odd design. There's an odd piece of design on this, which I'm just about to show you. And brakes on, we're out of gear. Not that PG off again for a minute. This is where this odd bit of design is. And you can see we've got some damage there already. Now I caused that on that first outing, on that first video I'd done. And why? Because of this thing here. This is the bump stop. So that when it's in transport, that arm folds there, that rubber stopper sits on there. You need to have it like that so that the arm doesn't bounce around when it's going down the road. Otherwise, if you just had it supported by the rams, you'd end up damaging the rams because it'd be banging like that as you went over bumps and stuff. So yes, you've got to have that out for transport, and when you come, you know, when you get to work, you've got to do that. Otherwise, when you swing this round and it comes round into its working position, that touches that and it mangles it. So that's, I can't get my head over the design philosophy of that, and I think I'm gonna change it at some point, because what it wants is basically that block putting on there. I mean, you want a plate or something there on that bit so you can still have the rubber bump stop hitting that rather than the top link, but then you won't have to flip that over, because I can see the time where I'm gonna forget to do it and I'm gonna mangle it again. It's odd design. I mean, I've used a Spearhead before, an older one, and that did not have this type of arrangement. You didn't have to do anything from work to transport. So yeah, very odd. It wants that box section put it on there so you can have something on here that would clear, if that makes any sense. But yeah, very odd design. Like I say, the previous one I've used didn't have it on. But so anyway, we'll flick that over before I forget on the video, like, and we'll get to it. Other than that, it's a nice, decent bit of kit. You've got LED lights on the back. It's a nice solid lump of hedgecutter, really is. I do like the stiffening bar arrangement. That is a good idea, so that when you get it all hooked on, you let the linkage down and it sits on these. These go tight and that holds it all rigid. Real good system, that is. The pump's nice and easy to get to. So all the solenoids in there. Looks a fair easy machine to work on. Not that I want to have to work on it, but yeah, anyway. This first field we're just going to hedge up. We've got, as you can see, this is the hedge here. Just have to reach what I can, get it sided up. And I mean, like you can see, still wet in there. It's not worth going in there making ruts all over the shop. It just ain't worth it, is it? So let's get saddled up and get trimming. Trim some bush. Going back to that transport stop, rest, whatever you want to call it. You know, there's no warning stickers on there, anything to remind you, anything like that. I do find it odd. I'd be very surprised that if a lot of folks don't do the same and blooming bend that bit of metal when they first use it, or at some point, because you just I can't see with me remembering every time anyway. But anyway, let's get on. This bad up. PTO engages. Oh, the flower engages. Drop some gears. Someone mentioned on the last vid, well, the last vid I did on this was about the lack of a guard. Yeah, that's something we're doing to sort. Probably end up getting one of the sticky ones that's shaped to the door frame, and it's got suckers on it. Not a lot of money, and yeah, quick and easy to do rather than mesh and all that. So I'm guessing most of you see that test drive bit I did with the fast track. I don't suppose it surprised a lot of you. Only like I've said previously. You might not have been expecting the model. I wasn't expecting to be looking at a 3170. It really crossed my mind. But it makes a lot of sense. I was holding out for 3185, but like I say, this has come up. I think it's too good an opportunity to miss one. You know, it's a bit more modern than a 3185. Although it's still simple. So there's got a bit of a bend here, so I might have to do a bit of traffic directing as we go. Folks do come around here fair speed. That's what I tell them to do. Put the front and rear work lights on. That'll just alert people a bit more. Yeah, obviously a bit more modern. You've got the short throw gear stick on it. Electro-hydraulic spools, which is a plus and a minus. You know, they are a bit more prone to going wrong. But yeah, on the whole, I mean, it's not to like. It's such an improvement over that old Bomford edge car we had. I can make just minute adjustments for what I'm doing. There's the old Bomford, it was, you'd inch the lever a bit and it'd go smash like that. Very, very difficult to do a nice finish. Not with this one. Now we've also got a much greater reach on this. I think the Bomford was 4.5 metres, 4 metres, 4.5 metres. That's that first edge done. Spin it round and then to the next one. How long that took? Hour and a half, something like that. What's time? 12. Not sure what time I got here. Yeah, hour and a half, couple of hours I think. I've got some crisps with me. I'm going to miss dinner at home, so I've got a couple of good old crisps with me. I might have a bag of one of them when I get to the next field, which is the edge here on the right. Not too bad, looks more presentable anyway, doesn't it? Looks a lot more presentable. Now. It's where Shuttleworth College is. You can't see it from where we're going, but yeah, it's just all over there, Shuttleworth is. But we're going to take a nice scenic drive up through the woods. Very nice little road it is. Should have filmed coming through Old Warden itself, because there's a very pretty little village. It really is. Sort of chocolate box cottages sort of thing, you know, real lovely thatched cottages and everything. Real nice little village it is. We'll turn off when we get to it. We're going to see one here, look. Get up through the woods now. It's a bumpy road, but it's some nice woods. The old Saunders Shacks videos are getting a few views. Obviously not as many as these sort of videos like, but good few of you are watching them. Making good progress with the Lego Liebherr excavator. Halfway through that. In that vid actually, well, the last one, I mentioned that Mucker's got a little giveaway going on. He's the Forza Major he bought a little while ago. He's given up for a prize, and all you got to do to win that prize is, well, buy a t-shirt basically. He's opened up an online shop where he's selling some t-shirts, mugs and stickers, and once 200 of the first 200 t-shirts are gone, he's going to set a deadline. Once them 200 t-shirts are gone, he's going to set a deadline, and you then buy a t-shirt within that deadline, you're in with a chance to win this Forza Major, which is quite a nice little tractor actually. So if you fancy a Will It Start or a Fod Weasel t-shirt, go and have a look. I've got to have a look at his video. I'll put a link at the end of the vid, at this vid, and he tells you all about it. But I shall certainly be getting a t-shirt or two, I think, and a mug. Looks good quality gear. Nice when you get edge like this, leaves it lovely and tidy. Just about reach inside and have a bit off the inside. Of course there's a fence in there, you know, barbed wire fence, so I don't want to take too much off, otherwise I'll go chewing some barbed wire. It's never a good idea. Let's put that in. Avoid them blooming mirrors, don't want to be breaking them. Certainly don't want to be breaking them. Right, so you see that obviously I went and looked at a fast track, and if you remember the video before that, I said there was a couple I'm looking at. So fast track being one of them. Who's got any idea what they think the other tracks will be? I can fairly well guess that, well, I can fairly well say, I'm fairly confident that no one will guess what the other tractor is that I'm going to go and look at. If you want to have a guess, leave me a comment below with what you think the other second tractor might be. You'll never get it. Not in a million years I don't think you'll get it. But I think it'll be quite a bit of fun. I'll have to jump on the road and get past this telegraph pole. And also with that second tractor, there's when I go and look at that, I might look at something else that's there as well. But I mean, that'll probably be a separate video. But so I say that there's some interesting stuff coming up. Really is. Say that I'm excited about possibly having a fast track is an understatement. As a lot of you know, I am fairly fast track man. look too bad, does it? It is nice. It does make a hell of a difference when you've got a decent edge to start off with. You can do a decent job. Yeah, that looks alright, it does. Alright, flop this thing forward. Well, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll swing the blooming thing round first. Or bend it. Oh, that is a pain. I am definitely going to do something with it. I am. Definitely. Oh. Get the other in here. PTO on. Swing around. Calm it down a bit. We'll try again. PTO off. There we go. Right, fold her up and get out of here. There we go. PTO off, we are done. What's the time? 2:10 by the looks of it. Half 2 time I get back to the yard. Start building again at 3:15, so I should be feeding some cows again. Right, let's get out of here. Oh. To a yoga position to get to the handbrake. Right. Let's get out of here. A bit of fun for one day we had. It's been, even though my neck's hurting now, it's been good to get out. Spent a bit of the day on a tractor doing something. Actually, the forecast gives us dry weather from now on, so it'll be too late. Well, we might get a bit of hedge cutting done out the back of the farm. Although saying that lays probably as wet as anywhere, that does, because it's had blooming flood water. But yeah, I mean, the fact that it ain't going to rain anymore for a bit will do wonders. We'll, you know, start chucking a bit of fertiliser around and that sort of thing. Dries up, start chucking a bit of slurry about and all. So it's all good, it's all go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little vid. Bit of bush trimming. Can't beat a nicely trimmed bush, can you? Makes all the difference. So I hope you enjoyed that little vid. I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ta!